everyone. Happy Wednesday. And how's everyone going? You good? Nice. We're not even at 10 o'clock yet. Early. Sweet.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning here.
I appreciate your dedication.
I think this is the second time I've done this.
I love it. I feel like I should be playing some music or something. Just bring the vibes up while we wait for people. There's people jumping in now. I'll just give it a couple of minutes. I've made this one like a live one, which normally I provide the replay, but yeah, there was a huge demand for this. If you want to make it work, you'll make it work. I'll get my screen up so I'm ready to go. I'm just going to get started, and then if people come in, I'll just stop and let them in. I want to make sure that we've got time for questions at the end as well. So let's get into it. It's basically how to build a lead magnet vibe coding with AI. So if you're not familiar with vibe coding, I'll run through that shortly. So I actually have seen a lot of familiar faces here. For those of you who don't know me, I own Right Mode. I'm an AI strategist and creative technologist. I have no tech background, but have built my business from the ground up. And AI and automation have just completely changed the way that I run my business, but also the way that I learn things too. Having AI as a collaborator is incredible. I've taught over 1,000 small businesses how to use AI and automations this year alone, which is wild to me. My mission is to just empower founders to build lean leverage teams or businesses with AI and automations. And I'm on a mission to teach 10,000 women how to use AI by 2026. I need to go through and actually count those numbers. It would be in the thousands now with, information that I provide, Instagram, TikTok, as well as workshops that I've done online and in person over the year. So I appreciate you all for spending the morning with me. Just quickly, why lead magnets still rule in 2025 and going into 2026. So they are like the most amazing way to grow your email list. If you are doing email marketing, you know that your list is like gold because we get to own that, right? We're not at the mercy of other people's platforms like Instagram, TikTok. And AI allows us to now create really fun, interactive lead magnets rather than a PDF, which they worked really well for a while. Now people want to interact with something, and AI allows us to do that. It also helps us build trust really quickly because we can solve our audience's problems to build some trust really quickly. What these tools now allow us to do is get really valuable data from our audience, from our leads as well. So we can then tailor emails based on their answers and that sort of thing as well. Just quickly, what is a vibe coded lead magnet? It's just like using AI to help us code something, which is our natural language. So that's essentially all vibe coding is. We're prompting it like we would ChatGPT, and it goes and codes. And it's a really collaborative tool. It can make some really fun interactive tools. And as I said before, you personalize results for our audience, and they convert really, really well. So I've created a few myself, and my email list, I didn't have an email list. Actually, I only signed up for Flowdesk at the start of the year, and now I have like subscribers. And a lot of that is I do like an AI quiz, which I'll show you in a minute. I do an ROI calculator on my workshops, and all of these have just been built in Lovable. So let me just show you. This is one I built in prep for this workshop. And it's also one that I'm going to start using on my website too. Let's create a resource for this workshop. also going to help me build my list. So this is basically like a bit of an AI readiness audit. So the idea behind this is I can gather data from people and point them in the direction of my kind of 3 core offers. So we'll just go through this now. So let's say my business is 1 to 200K. My budget to invest in AI, current use of AI. I've built a few custom GPTs. What best describes the type of support? Training and guidance. And what outcomes are most important to me? Probably a combination of the above. How do I prefer to learn and implement? Show me once and I can run with it. I'm going to use this for both my business and clients. And again, if anyone wants to use this later, I'll send it out in the replay. What's currently slowing down my growth? Difficulty scaling without hiring more people. And so what am I using? Notion, Google, Zapier, custom GPTs, that'll do. I've got good capacity to implement. And what do I want to do? Improve profitability, scale sustainably, and I want to increase capacity without additional hires, and I'm pretty ready to implement this. Do I want anything else? Proposals, that would be really nice. And then we'll just put my email address in here. See now, this has recommended that I do the AI Dream Team workshop. So that's one of my core offers. Do that offer here. And also what's really cool is it downloads this PDF. And then if I open this, and then AI strategy assessment report. And so this is generated off my answers. And then so it's given this detailed recommendation and, you know, some ROI expectation and tips. This probably, I could format this better. I whipped this up, I think it was yesterday for this workshop. So you can see how that works. Let's jump into Lovable and have a look at this. Drop into the chat. Has anyone before? Let me open the chat so I can have a look. Also, if you have any questions, just drop them in and I'll run through at the end as well. Oh, this is amazing. So there's a mix of people here. I'm just going to show you now how to build it. So it works in a similar way to something like ChatGPT, as in you just type in here what it is you want to make, and then it helps you make it. So different types of things that I've made. Some of these are in workshops. We've created things, but then I've also created little micro tools for my business as well. So there's so much scope here. Let's create one now together in real time. Okay. Can you create an interactive quiz using Lovable Cloud? So in your prompt here, you want to say Lovable Cloud, create the backend for you. And you do need to sign up to Superbase. You can get like a few projects for free, so it's free to start. And then once you've signed up to that, you'll link it in Lovable. That's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to run through how you set that up now. The database for you is just a way to capture people's information. So let's create an interactive quiz using Lovable Cloud. It will figure that out. And what else are we going to say here? So 8 questions at the end with 3 tips for them and lead into my online group coaching offer. What it will do here is it will think about this. And so you can see up here, it has called it the Cloud Perimenopause Coach. It's going to think through. Now, what you could do here is also have all your branding colors. And so you can have your brand templates and everything, your fonts, all of that saved. Everything you create is on brand. So here it's just asking me to enable cloud. This is like Superbase. Provide your own like open key. You can have just AI embedded into it. And it will start building this for us. And while that is building, I'm going to show you something that I've built today too, to just make it a little bit easier for you. So I have created custom GPT that helps you kind of diagnose what would be a really good lead magnet for your audience. So if we just hit this, we can go through this. Perimenopausal health coach. So we'll say women's health coach for perimenopausal women. What this does is it walks you through a whole bunch of questions, pain points, feeling flat, tired and exhausted, and not happy with body changes. Let's just do that. Check on this. That's still building in Lovable. What are their top 2 to 3 desires? Feel like themselves again, have more energy, and feel confident in this new season. Again, all right. Next question. What offer do you want this lead magnet to point to? So I've designed this so that it asks for all of this information up front. Online group coaching program. What's the main goal? We want to grow my list, but we also want to warm up people and lead into my group coaching program. It's recommending a quiz, which is probably what I would have gone with, and that's what we're building over in Lovable. Perfect. So what you can do, and the purpose why I've built this is because you actually get quite a few credits in Lovable, even on the free version. It is really good to pull things out, iterate with something like ChatGPT or Claude, get really clear on, what you want the quiz to do or what you want the lead magnet to do, or, get Chat to help you come up with what the lead magnet should be in the first place. And then you kind of grab that and we'll pop it back into Lovable. So, it's given us some name options and angles, who's this for and what it does. So I'm actually just going to copy all of this. And we'll just copy that name. And then it's given us the results, which is really cool. Lovable build notes. So let's jump back over in here. Amazing. So while we've done that, it has built this quiz. There's a few things that I would change here. I would say always use Australian spelling and grammar. You can even drop in brand, tone, and voice guideline documents in here. You can attach documents. You can take a screenshot of UI, the user interface that you like, and it will replicate. It's got 8 questions. Let's just drop in this. I'm just going to say, can you update the questions and results based on this? Let that do its thing. So this is super base. So you just hit that. It's in the cloud. So once you have Superbase connected, you can just connect it here. Like Lovable will just walk you through that too. So then you'll go through that. So it has updated that. Sweet. What it is editing. So if we go here, this is all the code tool too, which is really cool. So I don't really know how to code, but I am getting better at reading some. So this is really cool because you can see it all here. So if you just want to append one thing, or if you want to pass this off to a developer, say you're building an app and it's ready for production, you can download this and then give it to a developer to, maybe take that. You probably would want to take it out of Lovable and get someone to, build it and tidy it up for you. But for lead magnets and things like this, it's amazing. So we'll jump back in the preview. You can see here it's made all of these updates for us. Leah's coming back in, and there was a question there. Could you drop in information about your ideal client? You could actually do all of that in chat. I probably would do that in chat. Get really clear on what the lead magnet is, the audience, and then just kind of drop what you want Lovable to build. But you can do that. And another thing you can do is hit chat. And this is where you would chat with it before it makes any changes. So you could be like, actually, this is a little bit off, but let's try this now. So how would we describe my energy levels? Depends on the moon. I sleep but still wake up tired. What best matches your body changes lately with this new woman? Bloating central. What's your stress vibe? High functioning panic. Yes. How well are you fueling yourself? Coffee and vibes. when you make changes to your health, I start strong, then burn out. What's the main thing? You can see here, it's like energy crash queen, which we took from the ChatGPT suggestions. Here it captures your email and things like that. And because I haven't put an actual link here, this won't do anything. So you can see how that works, right? You can see here now, so this is our database. So it's captured my email and my username and things like that. So you could push that out to Flowdesk or whatever you're using. And that's how this lead magnet works. The other thing I want to show you is you want to hit publish, and then you can add, if you're on the paid plan of Lovable, you can hit custom domain and you can create this, under your, like I have one that's like aiquiz.rightmode.com, that sort of thing. So you can add your custom domains. And a really important thing here is before we hit publish, we just want Lovable to review our security for us. And this is really cool. There was like a major security breach. So they've now brought this in. This is free, whether you're on the free or paid plan. And it just goes through and scans your whole code and the lead magnet and make sure there's no security breaches. And then it'll do recommendations, and you can just hit implement and it'll fix those for you, which is really, really important to do before we publish this. They're capturing people's, details. It's only their name and email address, but we need to make sure that we're being responsible with this stuff and, checking security before we publish. So it will run through this now for us. Oh, so Talia said, can you zap the results somewhere instead? Or do you still need a place to capture them? Yeah, so that's why you would have that database and then you could zap it out from there. Like you could add a webhook into that prompt and say, can you take those details and send it to this webhook? If anyone is familiar with automations, it would grab that data and send it through that webhook. You could put that in Zapier or N8N and then start a flow from there. So it's here, it's highlighted issues, and then we'll just go here, try to fix all for free, and then it will just fix those. There's nothing really, there's no high concern. There's a few things that could be improved, and it will go and fix them now for us. Let me just jump back in and see if there's any more questions. No, that's it. If anyone has any, just drop them into the chat while this fixes itself. It's all done now. So what we will do is we'll close this, we'll hit publish. So when you're thinking about this, there are so many industries. I'm sure all of you here could create something. It could be a diagnostic tool, it could be a quiz, it could be, and let me just drop this into the chat so people can have a play with this. What offer is right for you, that sort of thing. You can map this out with chat. You can kind of work out the flow of it, and you can create, I did, if we jump back to here, with that AI embedded into Lovable, you can use AI to generate those personalized kind of reports based on their answers from the quiz. This is really awesome because one, your audience, something that's actually valuable to them, but you get really rich data about them as well. You can use this to re-qualify leads. You might not offer something to someone if they've said it's out of their budget, they're not willing to invest the time or whatever it is. You can kind of use this as your own lead qualifier, which is really, really cool. Into the chat if anyone wants to have a play. Let's change this. Can you please make this a bit more feminine? And you could drop in here your X codes, all of that. You can attach your logo here and it would put that there as well. So let me share this tab instead. So I've jumped back in here and I'm on chat. So this is where you will chat back and forth with Lovable before it implements the plan, which is really good if you're getting stuck on something. It's like not really working. It's made changes, but they're not what you want. Just toggle on chat first, work through it. And this uses like such a small amount of your credits. And So it's talking me through the suggested changes here, and then I can just go implement plan, and then it will go back into that coding mode. And you can come over here and select things. Say you just want to change this, and I'll let it do its thing first and then I'll show you. But you can usually select things, delete text out if you just want to make a few visual edits too, which is really cool. So it's just going to code through all of this for us. So you can see this, how long have we been going for? About half an hour. It's so fast. So this is more fun. That was, again, thinking about how you actually want to prompt these things. More feminine, it assumes that it's pink. You would prompt this much better, give it your like reference images, logo, hex codes, all of that. Rose, flowers, yay. And then if we go to visual edits now, you can see this all becomes selectable. You can either ask Lovable something here, let me delete that out and type in something, which is really cool. And then you just come over here and hit save, but we'll just hit discard and then close. And we've made this different. Just want to hit publish and hit update there. So when we're building a lead magnet, we want to think about finding the problem, and that's why that custom GPT is really good, and using something AI Lovable to help us. There's also base 44, which is really user friendly. We want to make it fun and interactive for people now. That is 100%. Like, think about the lead magnets that you've signed up for recently. Are you really looking at that PDF more than once? Or, you know, some like people are using custom GPTs as lead magnets because it's fun, it's interactive, and this just kind of takes it to that next level, and you get really good data. Also, you want to set a sign up. So as we kind of talked about, so we've got that sign up form, and then you would connect to your email marketing software, you know, using your API key to get that data pushed over to something like Flowdesk. And then finally, just launch it. These things don't have to be perfect. You can whip something like that up in half an hour, see how it goes. Some of mine have done really, really well. And then I jump back in and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'll tidy this one up, or maybe I'll add a little bit more to it because it's going really well. And then others I make once and I'm like, okay, that one, you know, maybe that isn't what my audience wanted. So that one just like lives in my Lovable dashboard, and that's fine because they are so quick and easy to make. And you get to iterate with this stuff and just see what works for you and your audience. So finally, if you do kind of want to work with me a little bit more, work with me, I do offer consulting. I also have a 4-hour AI Dream Team workshop coming up. The next one's in February. Or if you are kind of further along in that AI and automation space, but you want community and like we do 2 co-work sessions a month, then you can apply to join the membership. And as a little gift, I have a lead magnet custom GPT plus like a whole bunch of bots, and I have like a full 2-hour vibe coding workshop that I will give to all of you if you sign up to any of my offers in the next 48 hours. But yeah, if you are just here to kind of see, you know, get some ideas, I appreciate you spending your morning with me. And if you got anything out of this, I would just love for you to, you know, tag me on Instagram. That's a way that I can kind of share my work, get my work out to a bigger audience. So I really appreciate that. But yeah, I'm going to open it up to questions now. So you feel free to unmute yourself, or you can just drop it in the chat. Thanks, Stepha. Thanks, Elise. Thanks, Lee. Thanks, Steph. And let me actually go through. I think there's a couple of questions.
I have a question, but I wrote it in the chat, so I'll just read it.
And ended up making a mess of things trying to get Kit to apply tags and deliver the results. So 4 results.
Well, but I'm just like, can you explain the delivering results for like the different quiz outcomes?
So I have that set up if anyone has done my first AI hire quiz. So, you know, you get a custom GPT template based on your quiz results. So it's like, oh, you need help with marketing, or you need help with this, and you get a custom GPT template. And so then people are tagged as, you know, they got like the CFO GPT template, the marketing template, that sort of thing, and go into a flow. So I just like map that out, and you can use chat to help you with this. I think from memory, I needed to have those segments or those tags, if that's what it's called in Kit, set up first. Like you don't want it to be making segments in Lovable, set them up. So like the 4 categories. And then I think it was just a matter of getting chat to read the API documentation from Kit, and you just like explaining what you need, like, you know, this path is this tag, that sort of thing, and then pop that into Lovable. You could even turn on the chat function. I don't know if that's what you did, Liv, to get it. Like, yeah, but basically you just providing the API documentation to Lovable or chat is really helpful too.
Okay. So you deliver the result through Lovable, not through your email platform?
No, sorry. So it pops up with like, hey, this is your result. From memory, maybe they get the template there, but then it's also depending on the tag, they get sent a follow-up email and it's like, hey, here's your result.
Right.
And that's through Flowdesk.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Mariana said, so would you put this into an email or a link? What happens with the emails? Do you then export them, import them? Yeah, that just gets automated. Again, that's through the API connection. How do you get it to connect? It's okay. So that's a really common thing. So as I said, it's just if your email marketing has an API, which is basically, if anyone doesn't know what that is, it's just a way to send data like from, you know, Flowdesk is saying, hey, Lovable, here's all of the information I'll allow you to send to me, or here's all the information I can send to you. That's what like the API allows you to do. So you just need to have a look at that API documentation, and if you don't understand it, that's fine. Get chat to help you. But most email providers will allow you to do that. And so, yeah, you can just chat through that with Lovable. Any other questions? We good? Cool. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, if you make one, tag me, send it to me so that I can do your lead magnet too. I'd love to see what you create. And special shout out to Lauren for showing up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I appreciate that. Go have fun.
Thanks, Brooke. Love your work.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.